next guest is the Würstmacher of Dog Haus restaurants, and he is here showing us how to make his famous Sausage Stuffin Muffins. Please welcome back our good buddy, Adam Gertler. Welcome back, Adam.
So good to be here.
In our brand new kitchen.
Look at this kitchen. I mean, there's a lot less people here.
Oh, that's
but
true.
There's more room to run around and be rambunctious, I guess.
That's right, and more room for you to work your magic in here with these delicious Stuffin Muffins. Now, these are loaded with flavor, and I love the fact that they are all individual.
Yes, well, I figured, you know, this year, when you're doing stuffings and dressings, they could be a little bit socially distanced as well.
Yeah,
it's not, you know, because you could also maybe make this for your loved one, drop them off at their house. You know, this way also, like, people aren't going into communal pans. And also, they're just cute. It's a cuter thing than I would normally do. And just to call it a stuffin' muffin is just, you know, it's cute.
It is super cute, and it starts just like any stuffing would by sauteing some
Yeah,
vegetables.
we got aromatic vegetables, of course, and I'm the Würstmacher, so I'm making a sausage stuffing with my kielbasa that we sell at Dog Haus, but of course, use any sausage you like. Use no sausage, use mushrooms, use bacon, anything to kind of give you that, like, salty, savory element. I love apples in this, you know, the apples and the kielbasa with the sage, and we also put a little sharp cheddar in this recipe. I think it's a great combination for this one.
This is fantastic.
Oh,
Just when
you're
I thought
digging
you
it?
couldn't outdo yourself with your hot dogs, you really have just outdone yourself.
Well, yeah, it's just a remix. So I actually, for the bread, we used King's Hawaiian bread, which is what we use at Dog Haus anyway. So I just cubed up the King's Hawaiian. I dried it out in a 250-degree oven, kind of just tossing it. And after about 30, 35 minutes, you will get, like, these nice cubes. And what we've done is we've taken out water, so we replace that with our flavorful liquids,
That's right.
namely our chicken stock, our eggs, and all this. So now, once we've sauteed all this aromatics, we're going to pull that off the heat. We have that done right here. Okay, so I take the onions, the garlic, the apples, the celery, and I'm going to put that right on. And then we also are going to start, like, the soaking, right? Re-adding. This is some chicken broth.
You can use veggie broth too.
You can absolutely use any broth. Maybe you have
Bone
some
broth.
turkey broth left over from Thanksgiving that you've put in the freezer. This is one of the many applications. So when you add the liquid, kind of just let it set. Don't mash it around too much. You want to preserve a little bit of the shape of everything, I find.
Yeah, otherwise the bread will get too mushy too.
Yeah, and then it loses kind of its character. So now we're going to make the custard, where I'm going to put in the sage, parsley, thyme. We have egg in here. We have salt and pepper. And then I'm putting Parmesan cheese in here as well. I see this as something that could be like a little bit of an appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre, or you could put that next to a roasted meat or anything like that, just like you would a traditional stuffing.
Now, it's important to have an egg in stuffing, correct?
Not necessarily. If I was just doing like a stuffing that goes on the side with the thing, sometimes I like it to have like more of a mushy texture. But to hold the form in muffin, I needed the egg as insurance.
Okay.
Being completely honest with you. So like I said, kielbasa, our kielbasa has a lot of garlic. It has marjoram and thyme, and lots of good fat. So that is going to just naturally create a lot of amazing flavor. And I put a good amount. We have 12 ounces of sausage in here for, I think, what was 16 ounces of Hawaiian bread that we then thinned out. So
that sausage is fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Wow, that's so good.
Okay, so the cheese is going in. We have the custard goes in. Now, I would let this sit probably for at least 20, 30 minutes until this really starts to set up, okay?
In the refrigerator?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I would honestly get the oven preheated, kind of let it go, and then pop it right in there. It's not going to be sitting out long enough that it would be any kind of, like, safety hazard.
Okay.
You just want all the liquid to kind of soak up in the bread to make it more scoopable.
Almost like you're doing a bread pudding or something.
Exactly, exactly. It's not quite as much liquid as a bread pudding, but very much the same idea. We're somewhere between stuffing and muffin and bread pudding,
So
and that's
good.
where we land at Stuffin' Muffin. That's what this is going on here. And it's a new thing, and it's a revolution, and people are going to be making
is.
Stuffin' Muffins, and
You're
I
gonna
will
be
get no credit, but it matters little to me,
you
Debbie.
can make them at the Dog Haus.
Yes, exactly. So we have a perfect, I think this is a 4-ounce scoop here. It's about a half a cup, and that is just gonna pile these in. You don't want to pack them too tight because, again, another reason that you put egg in this is because egg actually is a natural leavener, right? It's gonna like kind of souffle a little bit. It's gonna puff up, keep it nice and light. The cheese is gonna melt in there. Again, the cheddar cheese and the apples are such a great combination.
This is phenomenal. I cannot tell you how delicious this is. And I'm thinking that perhaps the way to a woman's heart is also through food, not just the way to a man's heart.
I don't know where you could be going with this, Debbie. I'm in the oven right now. I don't know what you could be talking about. Oh, look, it's done.
Since the last time you were here, Adam, you got engaged.
Yes, I did.
Your life. Tell us about this. We're so excited. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm very much in love with my fiance, Andrea, and we got engaged a few months ago. I tried to be all slick because, you know, I present professionally. You know, I'm well-spoken, and I set up the camera, and they brought out this dessert buried in rose petals, and then as she found the box with the ring in there, I got up and I said, Andrea Von Detten, would you make me? And then I lost all faculties of speech, and it was kind of embarrassing, but she got the message. I was in the position, and the ring was there, so she kind of figured everything out. And,
that makes it even sweeter.
Yeah.
That makes it all the better. Congratulations,
Thank you
Adam.
so much.
You were fantastic. Try your delicious stuffin' muffin. I know you won't be disappointed.
You can even pick these up and eat them with your hand.
Just like that. You all can grab all of Adam's sausages at Dog Haus locations, and make sure to grab this recipe at hallmarkchannel.com.